let's talk about Kill. Now, here's a movie that I didn't know much about going into it, and I can honestly say that I was floored by how much I liked it. This movie is John Wick meets Snowpiercer, and in all the best ways. One thing I love about this movie is that it doesn't waste any time just hitting the ground going with its story. It's about a man whose girlfriend is about to be wedded off, and so he has to go and stop the wedding from happening. And while the girl of his dream is on a train, he also gets on that train, and all of a sudden it becomes a sort of a terrorist attack, and they are fending for their lives. And it keeps up this pace throughout the film. It just goes balls to the wall and just never gives up. The first half is all building up tension. It's building up how violent this film can be, but only with a few teases of what's to come. And then once the second half happens, this movie just goes all out, and you see some really cool choreographed fight sequences, some really gruesome deaths, some really amazing set pieces, and it's just a fun ride that never gives up pace. This movie is held together by its impressive direction. In such a tight corridor, they're able to create such unique moments of action, extreme claustrophobia, danger around any corner, and some really truly emotional moments that progress as the story progresses. You feel the emotions as they happen, and it doesn't bog itself down with lulls that most any other movies would have where it slows down. It doesn't really slow its pace down. He's one man with one mission, and he has just the insight to stop this terrorist attack from happening and save as many people as he can. For being a Bollywood movie, it really has a great understanding and grounded sense of action and tone and graphic violence that you don't normally see from Bollywood producers. It's not over the top, but it is very graphic. If you remember any of the close quarter combat scenes in John Wick or even in Snowpiercer, this is very much akin to that. And one of the other really nice highlights of this film are the performances that I'm not going to say they're amazing performances. Lakshya, the main character in this film, actor in this film, he gives such a rage-induced performance that I felt like he was a beast unleashed when the movie as the movie goes on, and you thought he could go wild and savage, and he has this really unleash the beast moment throughout the film that you really appreciate, and he kind of gets scared. But one really standout performance is from Raghav in this movie, who is the main villain. He's very charismatic, very vile, and you just can't wait till he gets his comeuppance. And every death sequences that do happen in this movie are satisfying to watch, because these people deserve what comes to them. But on Raghav's case, he is just stellar. He steals every scene. I did not expect something like that from him. He gives a truly amazing performance. But overall, this is totally worth watching. This is a great action revenge one-man army type of film, with really cool action sequences, some really cool close quarter combat fighting, and just creative set piece. It's not a movie that's heavy on lore or story or anything like that, but it does have some raw emotions in it, and it does have some really great visual direction throughout that keeps you engaged, keeps you eyes glued to the screen, and very invested throughout the whole film. And like I said, if you are a fan of John Wick style action, or if you've ever seen Snowpiercer and that train sequence as they're moving forward, this is very much akin to that, and it's some really creative and amazing action.